I doing 3 feats? No, 4. 4 is the way to go, guys. For anyone that's wanting to do this farm, let me just say, the best way to do this is to play with this build right here. You're going to rock Controverse Hold. You're going to try to get to 200 grenade stats. You got font mods, great way to top things off. You also want to do this setup right here, primarily undermining with magnetic grenades. You want to hit the toes of your enemies, preferably the ground, but the toes of your enemies. It does a tremendous amount of damage. Doesn't even make sense. Actually, it's a bug, clearly a bug. And we actually showed this in a damage test earlier today where we took off half the bar of Greg's health in a single grenade. But you're going to utilize this build to farm. You don't necessarily have to rely on this, but this will enable, unless you mess up, pretty easy one phases across the board. The best way to farm, in my opinion, though, is to do the entire dungeon. Some of you guys are in here and you're repeating the first encounter and over. But here's what you get when you do the entire dungeon. You get a loot drop from each source, from each encounter. You get the chests along the way. And then at the end, after completing the entire dungeon run, you get 2 drops. And you also get a chance of getting the dark crystal. This thing right here. Dark matter crystal. So it really is, you know, way more beneficial to do the entire dungeon run if you're trying to farm versus just doing the same encounter over and over, which, to be honest, I think is so boring. Keep in mind, you can still tune at the very beginning of each one of your runs. And pretty much, I would say within 2 full dungeon runs, unless your RNG is just terrible, you're probably going to secure the god roll for what you're looking for. As far as the feats, though, to go for, I don't use cutthroats. I think that's just too punishing. And so instead, we do all these different feats, so 4 feats. And you can see the jump here from tier 4 to tier 5. And so you will have to do encounter challenges, but they're not that difficult. You'll be able to navigate around them and you'll get used to them. The first encounter challenge is simply killing all of the barrier cabals there, your gladiators or whatever, the ones that you have to break the shields from. You have to kill all of them with the falcons, so the sparrows with guns. Outside of that, you can clear everything else normally, but that first challenge requires you to kill those guys with the falcons there. The second encounter simply is not allowing the boss to bust or to blow his load or to do his taken AoE attack. And what that really means is that you need to keep the buff on you at all times, and every time he gets ready to blow his load, you want to stop him. So you want to hit him with that your taken charge attack. And the main thing to navigate in that encounter is you want to stay in the outer ring. Don't go inside of the rooms until you have the buff. That way, when you do get that hero debuff, you will have a means of countering that taken AoE charge, right? So if you run into a room, you'll spawn him in, and he normally always instantly does his charge attack. So you want to keep killing the scions in that outer ring before entering a room, and that way you can avoid that. And then you go into damage phase. He'll do his pre-bust at the very beginning of damage, or before you start breaking his shield. Make sure you catch that. But then after that, it's pretty clear. And again, with this particular build, you'll get the one face, no problem. In the third and final encounter, the challenge for that one is simply you have to break one of those taken orbs every time you TP. And the way you really want to treat this is that you'll break the shields on the those gladiators or those big shielded cabal enemies. Just make sure to not shoot the ball unless you're either A, got another ball ready to go, B, you're about to go in the damage phase, or C, you are going to save it. That's primarily what you want to do. You want to save it when you TP back in. So what I mean by that is when you TP back in, you have a ball ready to shoot, a taken ball ready to shoot, those taken orbs. And normally what we like to do on that is like a 4-1 split. So on the other side, the Shattered Throne side, you would want to kill those 4 seers, right? And compel 1. You don't have to. If you do enough damage, you feel very confident in doing enough damage, you can also just kill all 5. But what we normally like to do is we will essentially compel one of them, normally the one directly in the middle when you TP, and then the rest of them we would kill, including the one up top. But you got to make sure when you TP into that Shadow Throne area, Ascendant Realm area, that you do deal with the very first seer first. Like, you got to deal with that guy first so that you can shoot a ball. Because again, whether you're TPing on either side, you must shoot one of those taken balls within 15 seconds. So if you don't have enough charge to compel, that's fine. Just kill that guy so you can at least shoot the ball and then continue clearing out the rest. And then going into damage phase itself, you run the encounter like you normally would, and you should be able to get the one face off utilizing this build. If not utilizing this build, I think Thunder Crash is really good. I think Orpheus Leviathan on Hunters is also pretty solid. And then Controversy on Warlocks is huge. You shoot the ball when you TP or before, after you TP. So when you teleport, the room you teleport into is the room you shoot the ball. So if you teleport into that Ascendant Realm area, is when you shoot the ball. When you teleport back into the boss room area is when you shoot the ball. And that's why I'm saying you might want to save a ball so that when you teleport back into the boss area, you have a ball you can immediately shoot so you're not rushing to go break a shield and then shoot a ball. What this results in is at the end of clearing the final boss, you'll get 2 drops from that. You'll have a chance of getting the Dark Saber as well. And roughly, I mean, you're talking like a 30-minute clear, guys. This is very fast. It's quick, man. It cooks. It cooks. So you will be able to lock in God rolls for any particular weapon within probably 2 dungeon runs, two full dungeon runs. And each time you run back into the dungeon, reattune to whatever weapon that you're trying to do. You definitely want to attune. That's going to make life a lot easier for you. But every single drop throughout the entire 4 feet run is going to give you tier 5s. So basically every transition, you basically shoot a ball. Correct. You just want to make sure you save a ball. Or, for instance, when you go to the Ascended Realm area, you want to either immediately kill the Shadow Seer in front of you and shoot a ball, or if you have enough juice, you can compel him right there. How do you unlock feats? You unlock feats by essentially doing feats. So I can't remember what the first one is, but you know, you'll go through here, you'll keep working your way up, unlocking feats as you do more feats. So you'll start off 1 feat, eventually work up to 2 feats, and then 3 feats, and 4 feats. The fastest way to unlock feats, though, is actually joining someone who has a 4 feet checkpoint for the final boss, clear, and now you have it all unlocked. Oh, you unlock feat slots as you go. That's what it is. Yeah, you unlock slots as you go. But the fastest way to clear it, the fastest way to unlock all your feats, we joined someone who had a 4 feet checkpoint for the final boss and got the clear, and then boom, now we're able to run all of them. And I actually would love it if we had a Discord that would share this. If anyone has 4 feet checkpoints for final boss, maybe even Checkpoint Bot may have one, but trade it off with one another. That way you guys can bypass the entire feat process. Not that it would take that long, but if you know wanted to save some time, just make sure if you pick up the checkpoint, you pass it on to someone else. You need to do the quest Honor gave you, and then every time you do 1 feat, you accumulate in the triumph, it unlocks. Then 1 by 1, it's pretty easy to do. It doesn't take a lot of time. Yeah, we have an entire guide on the dungeon that involves everything from the heirloom catalyst, the secret boss, the feats to attunement, to all that stuff. Definitely can't go through all of that here, but we'll have that linked. But again, guys, I just want to really emphasize how much better the loot is in this dungeon doing full dungeon runs. I think Bungie's done a really good job here. And whereas in the past, people would just farm certain encounters, it is in your best interest if you're really trying to optimize to do full runs. You'll get the big payout at the end of the dungeon. You'll have the chests that you can pick up along the way, all of which will be giving you tier 5s at 4 feet. And again, for those, we'll have probably a cut of, if you're wondering where the 2 hidden chests are. Again, hidden chest number 1 is on the way to the second encounter. After you jump across that gap right there in that mid room, you'll just kind of go over there and you'll jump up where those like almost those rafters, and you'll see the chests. The second chest is on the way to the final encounter, where you have that, you know, that jump puzzle area where it opens up the chute and you climb up. If you just hang a left as soon as you go through the door, chest is right there. Right there, guys. So very easy to get to, and it's along the way. It's not like you're going out of your way to pick up these chests. And it nets you tier 5s. It's fantastic. Again, I think Bungie's really nailed the farmability of this dungeon versus other dungeons. I think for other dungeons, we would just really emphasize just farming encounters. This dungeon is, it's the way to go, man, to hit the whole thing. Cross, if you're solo, is it better to farm first encounter? I would tell you that if you're solo, the best thing you could do is to literally join our Discord or any other Discord and find 2 people to do some runs with. I mean, like, guys, you don't even have to communicate with each other. You know what I mean? Or Fireteam Finder, you know what I mean? If they're Fireteam Finder can work too. I just say it would save you a ton of time to actually farm. Dude, people in this stream, if y'all want to like grab people from out of the stream, that's fine. I wouldn't do it solo, guys. Unless you like detest other gamers. You're like, I can't stand other Guardians. Then, all right, fuck it. But it will save you a lot of time.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.